Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back here with some below deck energy, big deck energy even, the BDE, either way. And here we are back to talk about episode 2 of Below Deck Sailing Yacht with my sailing partner. It's Sasha Joseph. Sasha, how are you?
So excited. We're in it, okay? We're here. We got the big deck energy and no sweat, no blood off my back to get into this podcast today.
Okay. Boy, we had just a wild episode of Below Deck sailing yacht this week. You know, the first week it was a little bit of a slow go, but boy, things really picked up, Sasha.
Yeah, which we knew it would, right? I think we just needed to kind of be nice to everyone, I guess, the first
The boat
episode.
wasn't starting. The engine was flooded. We took it apart, and boy, she could
Everything
fly.
fell apart because my God.
She'll fly. Yeah. Okay. Wow. How are you, Sasha?
I'm so good. Passover's over. We can live our normal gluten life. I'm excited. How are you? How do you feel now that you're in Below Deck for real?
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what's going on because I didn't really understand what the show was about, and so the people come on the boat, and then that they get very drunk and they make a mess, and then a bunch of thirsty people work on the boat.
Yachties.
And they don't seem to really like working at the boat. Like, oh, I gotta do like all this stuff on the boat. Like, oh, these people are so annoying.
Yep.
But then they're also like very H word for the other people that work on the boat. I mean, I don't know if there's any sort of like now look. I, as somebody like I think about these things like who runs like a place of employment, like I don't know if you necessarily want all of your workers stooping each other constantly, but I guess that's what happens.
You have 2 people married. So.
I guess so. In international waters.
Listen, the HR violations that come up with you don't even know yet because eventually, because Gary's gonna come on, right? And eventually we'll have a boss having sex with a subordinate. That it's gonna get real try guy up in here. Yes. So, but no wife guys here,
Right.
so we'll be fine. But yeah, the one right before this, right Below Deck proper, the season before this guy Ross, who was the bosun, which is Gary's role, the people outside, the deckhands, while they were having sex with one of his deckhands, he said, "I'm your boss. You must say this is good." Like
you must say this is good
as a joke, but I was like,
as a joke.
And this is now on camera.
Yeah, it's like if there was a reality show about like the making of a podcast, and then we go somewhere to do an event, and then Sam Moore's like, "Hey, everybody, come on, let's follow me to the hot tub."
Oh yeah, but the thing is, I think there would be alcohol involved, which will cause...
Okay, well, that's different. Yeah.
Listen, alcohol will cause all of this, and the amount of stuff that we know from live show.
All right, Below Deck, episode 2. So this is very exciting, Sasha. How many people are we going to see take the Parsifal this season? How many missions are they going to go on?
I think it's we get usually 15 seasons, and each 15 episodes per season. Yeah. So I think we'll get and it's 3 days per charter. So
okay.
5 to 7, I think.
Okay. All right. Well, we saw in this episode, just to give the headlines, we saw the rest of Stephanie and her girls' trip and how the rest of that worked out. We ultimately saw Colin battling to try to fix the boat. And we got to see a little bit of what goes on when there's nobody on the boat.
Correct. And that is what we're here for. I want to make that very clear, is the after charter guests leave, we're blowing off steam, but there might be some drama from the charter that gets into all of this. Yes, I live for this. I told you the hot tub is not small enough, and now you know what I mean.
Okay. Yes. All right, Sasha. So I feel like that adds like the veteran of below deck. Where do we start?
Yeah, so I think we can start just with the normal, right? Like we have the biggest issue. Parsafail is still parsafailing a lot. So we can just start with the engine issue and then the piece de resistance, Karen being
Yes.
Karen.
Okay. Yeah, so the engine is still not working, and I don't know. Like, I'm sort of like left with that. They bring in some experts, and they're like,
Yeah.
"It's going to take 15 days to fix the boat. It's impossible. It'll take 15 days." And Glenn is like, "I need it in 5. It can't be more than 5." And then they're like, "That's impossible." And Colin seemingly fixes it in one day. Like, what the hell is going on, Sasha? Like, I
See,
was it were these people lying? Were they trying to get more money?
so it seems the biggest issue is that the engine parts, right? Like we can't get the repair kit. So as Glenn said, no amount of money is gonna speed anything up. So that was number one. And I think if you've anyone has ever in their life worked with a contractor, I currently am trying for my garden. It's
Mhm.
they gonna
Like Danny and Beef.
listen. It's too no God,
By the
please
way,
let it
everybody
go.
go listen to the podcast. Well, you finish this one, but
Yes,
then listen to Sasha and I talking with Chappelle about all of the season of Beef,
yes.
and check that out. That was a incredible show and podcast.
Yes, and we love splash zones, looks like, in both podcasts.
I think we had the splash zones in both shows.
Here we are. Woo! But anyway, so yeah, so it looks like repair kit, that's the issue. Contractor is gonna contract. We know that. And then turns out what Colin did, which I feel like we should talk through, okay, Rob, because first we hear from Colin and he says, I do have experience salvaging engines. This we know because he does have a YouTube channel talking about where he fixes up boats. But then Rob, he said, I got a boat that was, in a hurricane. It blew up.
Now, blew from the hurricane, or
No, no,
it
no. He said, while I
exploded?
was fixing it, it blew up. Excuse me. Colin, you can't say this. But apparently that equals that Colin has a lot of experience. Okay. And then it turns out what he's going to do, because I had to like look up this because I don't feel like I received the correct info from the show. So it turns out Colin has like formulated a plan to jerry rig this engine, and he's gonna like strip all of the parts, clean everything, the pistons, valves, etc., and then bypass the safety protocol.
Yeah.
Why, right? But whatever. But
Yeah.
turns out he ends up like figuring this out, and he does like clean out the excess water and somehow hacks it. Why?
I don't even understand. I gotta be honest. Like, the whole thing to me is like, this is all like very convenient. Like, it's like we don't have a season of Below Deck if they can't fix the boat. So I don't really understand. Even it seems like he pulled off a miracle, but I just feel like that so much in this world is fugazi that I don't really understand if he actually did something or if this was all part of the story.
Yeah, because again, we are not engineers, we are not mechanics, so like please. But yeah, turns out he's saying cleaning out the salt water, run the engine without using the after
Sure,
cooler.
sounds good.
It is sure, why not, right? And I did say that Colin and this boat are like this, and the boat will work for Colin, and she did.
Okay, the boat eventually will work for Colin, but
Yes,
not at any
eventually.
point to be able to get Stephanie and her girls' trip out on the open sea. Could we talk a little bit about
Yes.
Stephanie's crew and her trip?
Woo! Okay, boy, golly, are they drunk?
They're so drunk. And is this like par for the course, Sasha, for like the people that get on the boat? They just like, I mean, the amount of binge drinking that goes
Well, what
on the
would you
below
do,
deck.
Rob, if you were on a boat? You paid all this
Yeah.
money, and there's
First
nothing.
off, Sasha, that I'm gonna be no fun on this trip. In so many different ways. Like, one, I'm gonna be like, good. Oh, we're not leaving. Good, because I'm gonna get seasick, so I don't want to go anywhere on the boat.
That's me
Two,
too.
like I really, it's not Chappelle o'clock for me. I'm not gonna be drinking all day. I like to have a couple of drinks,
But if
but I
it was you and
can't.
your boys, or you and all of us, we are making
Right.
you drink, I feel.
Well, am I being hazed? Like,
Yeah.
I don't look. Once upon a time, like, the SS Sesternino had that gear, but it
We
has
saw the
been a
pictures.
minute. Yeah, I don't have that anymore.
No,
I'm
I
gonna
think
like start
everyone.
drinking, and then it's like, all right, I'm time for bed.
That's correct. I think there would be a lot of naps. That is me also. If I'm day drinking, bacheloretting in your early 20s versus your 30s, what a difference, boy. Let me tell
Hmm.
you. And yes, I am the friend that had a lot of shots and then went to bed. So I'm fine. I'm alive,
Yeah,
but for sure, I think I would also end up in bed, but then I'll rally somehow at
Raleigh.
night.
I'm not gonna rally
Listen, you're in Raleigh. We'll have to
in
figure this out.
Raleigh. Yeah.
Please. No.
So, but these women are just getting, I guess there's nothing else to do, but I mean,
Yeah.
they are just like, and so they constantly are ordering another espresso martini. Now, the espresso martini, Sasha, is that sort of like a fancy vodka Red Bull?
Yes, and I was gonna say this is like a below deck thing where I swear to God, all these people are like, I want below deck martinis at 12 or
Okay.
at 12 a.m. And then the stews are like, oh my God. So then they started substituting with decaf coffee. That's like been a thing. And then the guests have gotten angry because they're like, this does not taste correct. What did you do? And then they found the decaf container. So yes, this is very much like the upper that they need,
Hmm.
I think, to make it through. But I think
Yeah.
drugs should be the way you make it through because I don't understand how you can
Yeah.
rally 3 days.
Do they need to be drug testing the people that go and sail on the Parsifal?
Only if we want no fun.
No fun. Okay. Okay.
But this was a thing, again, a storyline in Below Deck Med where there were quote unquote not drugs, but like, it was prescribed, but from the chief stew and the who did not disclose it to the captain,
Mhm.
allegedly. So she was like fired because of it, because it's breaking maritime law. So, like,
Okay.
please, okay, everyone, have some fun. It's fine.
How yeah. How much espresso is in an espresso martini?
Please. I'm a shots girly. You cannot ask me these questions,
Yeah. I
but
don't know.
I will
I
look it
thought it
up.
was like coffee flavoring, but then I'm seeing like these women are like never go to sleep. So I'm wondering maybe like is there actually espresso in an espresso martini?
Yes, because yeah, okay, 2 ounces vodka, uh, half ounce a coffee liqueur, so Kahlua, and 1 ounce espresso, freshly
Okay.
brewed. So
Okay.
yes, there is
So
1 ounce.
all right. So yeah,
1 ounce
that's
is enough.
that's it's enough to keep them going. All right. But they're so out of control and they're also complaining. They're also like huge slobs.
Oh my god. Okay. So this was like supposed to be 5-star service, which I've only had one time ever in my life,
Yeah.
when I went to Tahiti for my honeymoon. So this does happen where they as soon as we left in the morning, they redid the like overwater bungalow service. And then at night, like before dinner, we get another turn down, which I was like, this is a lot. I don't need it. I don't. But so that's normal. So I believe that these ladies said every time I'm gonna go pee, I'm gonna shower, right? That's the only thing that makes sense. Because why are there 20,000 towels used? And then they're mad that I don't get to mess up
Well, yeah.
3,000 more
It's
towels.
unclear, Sasha. Like, were these women like horrible like passengers on the boat who were animals that don't know how to live in civilization, or like is the service on the boat bad? Or and can it be both?
Yeah, I do think it's both, especially it's the first charter. They're two junior stews, but from what we saw, it didn't feel like the stews were slacking off. Like they to me, I was like, how y'all doing this without gloves?
I don't know. I don't know.
It is
Now
disgusting.
we did at the end of the trip. We saw Karen, who was a Karen this time. It's like for people that didn't watch the show, like, okay, you have to make fun of this like older woman and call her Karen. No, that was literally her name, and she was complaining.
And we
This
had a
is
moment at dinner, Rob, where Captain Glenn even said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like your name is ruined."
your name is ruined. This is what she said to Captain Glenn.
Like I felt like we were getting like punked. We had no toilet paper, no towels, no bath mats. Honestly, aside from being with, my best friend in the company, worst trip of my life.
Worst trip of my life. There was no toilet paper.
But we saw them. I rewatched this the episode to take notes, and I will say multiple times in my notes it says, okay, there are leaving toilet paper. Okay, they are taking towels. So me thinks that either they again use one roll per go, or they are so drunk that they can't see.
I don't know.
And it might be both. And I'm assuming that maybe the girls did only, replace one roll and not add extras. I think that's true.
But it was so confusing, Sasha, because so Karen is crying. It's just the worst trip I've ever been on in my life. And Stephanie, the woman who paid, then they get their tips together, and she says, this was the best girls trip ever. Well, which is it?
Stephanie, you are damn lie. This is where they're from Austin, right? So the Southern meanness, niceness comes out, right? Where people say bless your heart, but they actually mean F you. So I was thinking that Stephanie just didn't want the confrontation. One. And then Karen, turns out Karen went on the Instagram and posted a video about all of this.
Yes.
And Rob, so I watched it.
Should we play it? Is it long?
It's horrible and long and bad bad audio. So I don't know.
Okay. All right. Then what did she say?
Yeah. So basically she said, I'm beyond blown away. Mega pause. Like, think YouTuber apology times 100. Okay, that's how slow this video was. But no apology. I'm trying to be respectful, but I'm very upset. I understand the boat didn't leave the dock, put a lot of pressure, but that's their job. And I've loved the show for so long. It's my dream to go to Italy to see an episode and how horrible and hateful they were. It really hurt my feelings. Captain Glenn, the only person she found great, left the boat crying and upset for, drumroll please, weeks, she said, because it didn't leave the dock. Opportunity of a lifetime didn't happen. And she's talking so slow, Rob. I want it, like, please. Okay,
maybe
it's
she's
too
still
much.
Drunk.
Listen, Karen, go get help, because get therapy. This too much. And she was still crying about why the interior was so mean, blah, blah, blah. And she does say, which is very important, the blood was the other cabin, not hers.
All right. Yeah. So do we know about this? This is like a big mystery. Let's get crime scene here, because we ended up where that the stews found some like bloody. Was it a sheet? Was it a towel?
Yeah, I think it was a comforter, or at least the comforter cover.
Yes, and I don't even want to like pry.
It's not. The thing is, here's the thing. Okay, I do believe I know where it came. Like, not know where it came from, but I maybe have a hypothesis. But there are two things. It was a lot of blood, but the blood was everywhere, like even on the carpet.
It's like an episode of House of the Dragon.
Or SVU, whichever, I don't know. And we did, or the stews did say it smelled like fish. I will say, just listen, if you're a person that gets periods, it is easy to jump to that conclusion. But
they're also on a boat.
Yeah. But I was on my second watch, and there was a moment during the beach picnic, Rob, that said, oh, there's a Band-Aid on this towel. So me thinks someone was like legit just like bleeding like from their foot or something.
Yeah, and considering how accident prone these very drunk women were, I thought one of them was going to drown. I really did. Like,
did you not think? Yeah, during the beach picnic, that looked like a dead body on that.
And they put her in the water, and they're like, oh, her head is in the water. She's not coming up. And they're like pouring like tequila in each other's mouths.
Well, that's normal. When, like I said, I don't drink a lot, but I am very much like the instigator. So I do like take a bottle.
You'll take the bottle and you'll start like pouring it down people's throats.
Yes. You don't want to be around me.
I'm gonna make a note.
I like I said,
Hide
I
from
don't even drink
Sasha.
when drinking. No, but listen, it's just social tear for life, right? I will always
Yeah.
get the party started. I know how to do it, but I probably wouldn't even drink. But I'll be like, no, I want you to drink.
Yeah. I mean, it must be so embarrassing for these women. And they went on this boat, and then like the crew is just talking about like, oh, they're so disgusting. Look, what are they doing? Like, how'd they make this mark on the toilet? Like, I wouldn't want to like stay at
Drains
a
are clogged.
forget like a boat. Like, imagine like you stay at a hotel, and then you follow like the hotel like room service back to your room. Like, oh, what is he even doing here? Why is this such a mess, guys? Disgusting.
We never leave our house.
And I paid money to be there.
And the boat didn't move. How embarrassing. Maybe you are getting punked, Karen. No, I will say that when the guests are mean or even slightly inconveniencing, the crew will not. Like, they will get you. It's bad. And when the guests are nice, like we had this really intimidating looking bodybuilding like charter guests, but they were the nicest, kindest people. And the crew, like in their confessionals, were like, they're so nice, they're so nice, they're so nice. So it's not like they just drag everyone, but I do feel like the mountains of towels that these women were leaving. And then why were there dye on the towels? Because I don't think any of them had their hair colored purple.
I
So
don't
what is
know.
going I was
Oh.
just like, what y'all doing?
It gets wild out there. Now, was this just extra wild because that they couldn't go anywhere? Like, if the boat is moving, is it not like as much of a party?
Yeah, so technically, right, like good amount of time then goes on to literal sailing. So you can't really drink or eat when that's happening because the boat is tilting. So you're very much like in it. You're with Captain Glenn, you're on the deck, and you're just like, woo, I'm having the time of my life, and I can't drink because then I'll fall off the boat literally. But then I don't know that there's that much more to do once once you're anchored. You're
Mhm.
still jumping off the boat and you're still acting a fool.
Mhm.
But I just think, and this is no, I feel like everyone gets this drunk on charters. Like this, unless you're like a sober charter guest. But besides that, I feel like this is normal. I do feel that I would get this drunk because what else do I have going on? But I'm very nice when I'm drunk. So I think I'll be okay. And I don't think I'm that dirty. So please, I don't think I'll invite them. I'll be like, you don't have to clean my room.
Yeah, I was just like, you can just come at the end. That's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine. Okay.
that's me too.
Yeah.
Because I get very embarrassed quickly.
Yes, and you don't have to put truffles on everything. It's fine. We're good.
No, because
Yeah.
I'm not like a jerk. Oof. But also, I will say, the beach picnic, Rob, this is always an issue with interior v exterior. But because Gary wasn't there, that wasn't a problem. But
What do you mean, like that they didn't have ice?
yes, and who's going?
Ice skate? Yeah.
Yeah, or even who's going? Because interior will want only deck to go because they're like, hey, we need time to, like actually turn over the interior while y'all are off. And then exterior get mad because they're like, well, we have to clean the boat. We have to help y'all inside and now do the beach picnic. I don't like that. So this is always the issue. So that's why it was interesting how smooth this went, except Captain Glenn's little meltdown, which I will say, I think he's just going through a lot. And I
Mhm.
don't appreciate how he talked to
Over
Daisy.
the ice? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, sorry, Alex is blind.
Mhm.
But I don't know if
Yeah.
you and your wife
And-
fight like this, but this is very much a fight in my house where it's
Yeah.
like, did you look with your eyes open?
Was that when Captain Glenn was asking Daisy, like, whose fault was it that there was no ice in the boat? And
Correct.
Daisy was like, well, I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. And Captain Glenn was like, it's supposed to be done.
I don't care. Give me 7 bags of ice.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is just, it was very funny and reminiscent of how fights in my house happen because I was like, it is right there. You did not look, and that is not my problem.
Sasha, we've
Bless.
talked so much about the women on the boat, but we really like maybe the craziest thing that happens in the episode happens after the women depart the charter, and then we see the crew goes out and gets dinner, and they go to the restaurant. What is it, Matt's restaurant? Is this like a local hangout on Below Deck?
No, they just probably pick some one place that will allow them. We're gonna see them at clubs. We're gonna see them at other restaurants. So, but
Okay.
usually, yeah, they'll have one or two that they go to every
All right.
time.
So they go out and they've gotten all of their tips. They get $19,000 in tips to split among everybody. Now, is that a lot for a mission?
This is like a good high middle.
High
Because I
middle.
have seen a 30K tip.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
but besides that, this is a good tip. Like, I think that's why they were all surprised, because it looks like Karen and Stephanie, the primary, were not trying to give a tip.
Mhm.
That's what the other charter guests were saying. They're just trying to get out of the tip. That's why this is such a problem.
Yeah,
But the other girls came through, man, and they said, "We'll just give the extra money."
they came through. Look, they had a good time.
More than a good time was had. And Karen and Stephanie, if you're cheap, don't go on below deck.
Okay, so they're all gonna go out to dinner, and so they start off and they're gonna have like a nice dinner. I also feel like that what they have, just have a caprese salad.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
mean,
they got so drunk.
they're yeah. Well, it doesn't matter what they eat. We've had steak dinners and then
Mhm.
wasted afterwards. It's just they're gonna get drunk.
Yeah.
This will just they're allegedly right paying for this out of their own pocket, or maybe like with their appearance fee. So they do have to be slim on what they eat.
Okay, so they start doing shots, Sasha.
Yes.
Okay, and they're going for it, and Daisy, it looks like she's gonna throw up at one point, but she holds it in.
Queen. Puke and
Yes.
rally. It's fine.
But then they are all drunk and they're like, hey, let's go back to the boat. Let's go back to the boat and party. And I'm like, hey, you idiots. What are you going to party on the boat for? Then you have to clean it tomorrow.
They don't care. And they will be cleaning it. Like the next morning you're gonna see them with like their hungover chic, right? With the big sunglasses, the hunched over bodies,
Mhm.
them cursing with like water and whatever in their hands. Because they can't drink while
Yeah.
they're on charter.
And freaking Alex is like, hey, let's get in the hot tub and let's get shit. And I'm like, hey, morons, you have to clean all this tomorrow. You have to drain the hot tub.
That's why they have to get it now.
I
Because
guess they feel like, is the hot tub already dirty from the ladies?
correct. And I believe they have not cleaned it.
Yeah.
This is
Okay. So let's just all get in there. And they're just like, it's no wonder that people get like Legionnaire's disease on these boats, because these crew people are filthy. Like, it's just like, here's champagne. Like, we just won the World Series, and pour it over everybody's head, pour it in the
19K
water.
tip. So they said just the tip for everyone. It's
Mhm.
what it looks like. This is horrendous. And can you believe they've known each other, 5 days at this point?
Yeah.
This too much.
Okay. And so everybody's just like getting drunk, except for Colin, who's like, hey, I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to be responsible. But, he is having some trouble sleeping because everybody's carrying on.
Listen, if Colin couldn't get any hotter, right? We love a man that can
That
just
goes to bed early.
that's responsible, because he said, listen, if I can throw down, I cannot currently. And secondly, he started the boat. That's so hot. I was like,
Mhm.
yes, Colin, you will be
If you're
getting
lost
it
at
this
sea.
season.
Yeah.
Listen, that's who I would want to be lost with.
Mm-hmm. So we have with the two stews,
yeah.
okay, and that is Madison, and that is Lucy. Okay. They're sort of like they've been discussing, would you rather? Which guy here on the boat is your type?
I love it. Alex is the obvious answer, everyone.
Mm-hmm. Now, Mads, she is open-minded. Okay.
Nailed it.
I wouldn't be opposed to screwing the crew, provided they know how to screw.
Okay.
A queen. You do you, boo, and everyone else on that boat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now I can't remember. I can't. Lucy.
Yes.
Yeah.
The unlucky Lucy. Yes.
Lucky Lucy.
Yeah.
That she's a little bit more particular. She.
I didn't know if you were playing it.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, she
What'd she
said
say?
no American. He's too American. Talking
Yeah.
about Chase.
Talking about Chase.
I mean, I understand. I
Mhm.
do think that she was already, I think, annoyed by him on the picnic because he was being so overly positive. He's like, "You're doing a great job," and she's just
That
like,
was
"Is it
annoying.
enough?"
Yeah.
Which I am also like that, Rob, where I am a very like irritable person, and I want you to let me be mad while I'm gonna get the job done, and you can depend on me. But like, I'm gonna like be annoyed about it, and that's
Mhm.
just my love language.
Mhm. Yeah. She did not love that
No.
from Chase.
No, and that's why I don't think they'll hook up because she's like, "He's too positive."
Yeah. So everybody starts with making out in the hot tub, and we get like a game of truth or dare going. And so one thing leads to another, and Alex gets dared to make out with Daisy.
I love this because Daisy was trying to help Alex during right before dinner with the little bit of cleaning, which I'm sure if you look like Alex, anything can be a turn on. So I think Alex was like, "No, I love Daisy. I love." Did he say Madison or Luth Madison? I love Daisy and I love Madison.
Yes, he said both. Yeah.
Correct. A king. No, I'm just kidding. Get over yourself, Alex. But she's like, "I'm not your mom. I'm not gonna help you clean, blah, blah, blah." But then in the confessional is like, "He's so hot, but I can't hook up with a junior deckhand. Like, I just can't do it."
Right. But
Famous last
also
words.
that isn't she in a relationship with Gary?
Oh, no relationship, Rob.
Oh, they're just coworkers.
Yes, they're very much
Coworkers
a
with
will they.
benefits. And I'm not talking
Yeah.
about what Captain Glenn gives for a 401k.
Oh my God. No, it's very much a will they, won't they with Gary. Because Gary has ran through every person. That's
Mhm.
like the joke. People on Twitter were like, "Does he have COVID or is it communicable and something else?" So, but listen,
Yeah. Yes. He's waiting for urgent care to open.
for many reasons, bless his heart. But yeah, so the point is though, like they're in a will they, won't they. She did do an interview saying like he had 3 years to come and get me. Like, I don't want all of this like
Okay.
jealousy BS. Like, he can
Yeah.
get over himself.
Yeah. So Alex is making out with Daisy. I kind of thought that from Daisy's side, I thought it seemed a little non-committal.
Yeah, I think because she's in her like I'm over this era, right, of like this job. And then she told us in her confessional she does not want to hook up with a junior deckhand and
Mhm.
not look at you, right? So I think she's very much like, he's hot, so why not? Which, listen, me in college, I understand that, right? Like sometimes you're just like,
Get it,
why?
girl.
Yeah, like I would want to say like, well, I kissed him, look at him, right? I'll objectify, whatever, equality. But then she just is so, I think, over it. Do you think he's a good kisser? Maybe
Do I
that's
think
the
Alex is
problem.
a good kisser? I don't know. I
It
think
did
he's.
not look as like nice.
Mm. I think it's kind of hard to tell when people are just like completely s-faced
Okay, that's
in,
true.
in the hot tub in front of people, like during Truth or Dare. I feel
On
like
the
he
dock,
went
by
for
the
it.
way.
Yeah, Daisy
Yeah.
was a little bit more like, this is not very romantic.
Yeah, because I wonder if Daisy was like, I bet because he's so hot, no one's ever told him. Like he's never had to be better or try because it's just
Mhm.
look at him. So versus I think the kiss later, I was like, oh, that looked nicer.
Mhm.
Also, did you
Yeah,
see all the snooze kissing? Because that also happened before the truth or dare. All three
I
of
did
them.
see it. It looked like that
Yes,
there was some sort of like triple kiss
correct.
action happening.
Yeah. So just loving the crew for real.
Yeah, but it was from the back. I couldn't tell if it was just like a hug.
Oh, maybe. But Chase's face, I don't know that it was.
Yeah, it's a big reaction. Okay,
Yeah,
and then what did we get Chase kissing Madison also?
correct. And I do, or was it? Yeah, it was Madison. Yes,
Yeah, it was a red bathing suit.
correct. Okay, yes, that was Madison.
Mhm.
I agree, and I felt like that kiss looked nicer and more passionate
Yeah,
than
I think that they're
Alex
probably
times
more on
two.
the same wavelength.
Valid. Valid.
Yes. Because Mads, I think, is Mads and Chase seems like that's more simpatico.
Yeah, correct. And Lucy is just like, who, which one?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
And then did we get Alex kissing Madison also?
Correct. That was the
Yes.
second dare. Which I was like, what happened to poor Lucy?
Didn't anybody pick truth once? Did we have one true question?
Oh my God. That was so bad. Oh, I think, sorry, Lucy was red. Right? Madison was the checkered. Now I'm getting them confused. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I gotta go back.
Whatever.
go
Y'all
back
know who
to-
we're talking about.
Whatever. Everybody's kissing everybody.
Everybody's a blonde. Okay. It's very hard. But
It
I
is
do
hard.
think in my old age, I would be the chef where she's like, this is crazy. But okay.
Yes. Yeah. The chef is on the wrong show.
Yeah, because she's in a relationship. This used to be Colin, by the way, because he had a girlfriend and he was never disrespectful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I love the chef because she's not judgy. She's just like, this is cracked, and how did I end up here?
Yeah, but she's really bringing nothing to the table, Sasha, because her food seems good.
But it's taking a long time.
I guess it's taking a long time.
That will
she's
cause drama later.
not having any sort of drama. She spilled something.
Yeah. Okay. So here's I looked it up. So it looks like Chase dared Alex to make out with Daisy and Madison, and then Lucy or Madison. Ah,
It's all the
he
same.
kissed two people. I don't know, but Chase does kiss Madison, not Lucy. So we were wrong on that. Yeah.
Okay.
So Chase kissed the other bathing suit, not Red.
And and then everybody goes to bed.
It's too early for them to retire to actually the guest cabins, because that is what we will hear. We will overhear a lot of moaning and full on everything. We won't see anything unless it's in their cabins. Then we will. But if it's in the guest cabin, they are mic'd up.
Wait, so we will see if the guests hook up or if the boat people hook up.
If the boat workers, yachties go into the guest cabins, we will hear it.
Got it.
Because there's no cameras in there. But if they hook up in their own cabins, right, like in those little bunk beds, then we will see it all.
Yeah.
In addition to hearing it, obviously.
And they all have roommates. That's going to be tricky.
It does not matter. People have, the top bunks is rocking and the lower person is asleep or trying to sleep. Yes, that happens a lot. It's really rude. I would be so angry. No, like you cannot hook up if I'm in the room. This is disrespectful.
Yeah, I'll leave. Like, seriously.
Yeah, I don't want to block. I'll go, but the point is everything is so dirty that I think I'd sleep in their bed. Like whoever, whichever bed is open. I'm going there. Sorry. You're not ruining my sleep.
Yeah. So that's basically where it ended.
Yeah. It was again straightforward but a hot mess where we did have some issues with dinner, but again, I don't think currently that's a problem. But she did take from 10:25, I think, to 10:55 for one. Is it a course? Just one of the courses.
Well, she served, that's how you say. First course was gazpacho.
Yeah, cucumber, right? And then which went everywhere.
Right. I don't know if you're gonna tempt me with the gazpacho.
What about the Parmesan tacos?
Yeah, that seems fine.
That looked cool.
Like a fish, like a
tuna right?
taco, right? And then they had.
I'm not a fish lady.
I
would be a horrible guest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was all good. Now, the women, it was very important to them. They wanted to meet with Captain Glenn for dinner. Is that because he's on TV?
No, that's people are trying to figure that out. No one has had an answer. So if folks know, let us know. But every below deck does have a cap. Like usually they'll invite the captain to dinner.
Yeah,
that's a status thing.
When Jenny and Kirsten and I used to watch The Real Love Boat, it used to be like that. You'd win a contest and then it's like, oh, you get to have dinner with the captain, and it was like no prize at all because the captain would just bore you with all his cliches about finding love.
Correct.
So I don't know if this is nautical tradition or if this is that, hey, that we've watched 3 seasons of Below Deck Sailing Yacht, and we are interested in hanging out and hearing stories from Captain Glenn.
Yeah, like if I'm the charter guest, I am also asking for captain to come, but every single captain, doesn't matter the franchise, does look like they would rather be jumping into the boat with the cinder
Mhm.
block tied to their feet rather than being at dinner. That's usually how it goes. And
Yeah.
I think that's why it's more fun to watch, because guests are drunk off their ass. Captain is sober. Guests usually hit on captain.
Oh.
And that, yes. And like Karen, right? She asked Captain Glenn to marry her. Will all of that will happen. Captain Lee gets hit on the most. He is called Boat Daddy for many reasons, so
Yeah.
it makes sense. He's on Below Deck normal. But anyway, so Captain Glenn has been single for this long, and I think he finally has a relationship. So that's why things are different, and folks feel like they're a little more loose with him.
Okay. And then, Sasha, where would we go from here? Are we going to get like new people?
Yes. So now we'll have a whole new charter, and it's rinse and repeat, where there will be a preference sheet meeting. Then, you'll get all the provisions. There might be some drama with the provisions. Like, I ordered 7 lobsters. I only got 3. Like
Mhm.
opulence and
Yeah.
just first world problems. Then we'll go to night 1, night 2, and then leaving.
Yeah. And Gary is showing up.
Our mess king is back, baby.
Yes.
Listen, the vibe is gonna change because he is very serious about work, and I don't think the deckhands are gonna be ready for that, because he
Okay.
comes off as such a surfer bro, like live my best life kind of guy, and he is. But when he's on the boat, he's like, the work needs to get done, period. So I'm excited to see that. I'm assuming he'll now gonna hit on Daisy and then end up with one of the 2 stews, whichever one Alex maybe
Mhm.
doesn't hit on. Or maybe he ends up with not Madison. He ends up with Lucy, because Alex and Madison maybe end up having a thing. Poor Chase, you're just here. And then I think we know Colin and Daisy definitely hook up. And we're gonna get a lot of throw up next episode. It looks like they're very hungover.
Oh, well, yeah. So that's something to look forward to.
Correct. It's again, and it looks like we're gonna get some weird angles. So just prep yourself, everyone, for that. Because again, cameras are everywhere.
Yeah. Thank you for the advance notice.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just excited to see Gary. He's back. It does look like the boat is moving. They do a sea test, but there's some exhaust pipe leaking, Rob. So
Uh-oh.
again, is this series gonna get cut short? I'm gonna be pissed.
I don't
if
think
that
so. I
happens.
mean, we just had 2 episodes that didn't even leave the dock.
Listen, because this is too much. I'm over it at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, can I just say, like, move along? And they can only go 5 knots an hour. So we'll see what that means.
Is that
'Cause
fast?
I think it's very slow, and that's all they
Sounds
can
slow.
do.
Captain
Yeah.
Glenn says 5 knots faster than we're going right now.
Where's the lie, Captain Glenn?
Mhm. Yeah.
And I do have to say one last thing is that, like, I don't like how Captain Glenn talked to Daisy. I feel like that was rude, but it's very out of character of him. So let's see how that progresses over this charter season, because Captain Glenn, if this is the new you, I'm not about it.
Mhm.
Okay, so please fix it. Because Daisy tried,
Like the
and
ship.
we have the tapes to prove it, that the toilet paper and the towels were given. Karen and Stephanie are just cheap asses, not
Mhm.
trying to give money.
Sasha, are there any sort of controversies or anything going on in the below deck Twitter world that we should anything that I don't know about?
Not currently. I think right now, right? It's just that this lady went on Instagram.
I
And
love it.
I mean, again, if you want to play it for people like real quick, just to see how horrible it is, sure. But I believe her. Let me find the actual video. But it's, I mean, incredibly horrible. Like, and you can't even fast forward because it's on Instagram.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's but anyway, it is, her name is Below Deck
Charter
Charter
guest.
Guest 2020. Yes, that one.
So it's really, I mean, I guess she wants to be found. I guess she was like very thirsty to be a below deck personality, and maybe that's why.
Listen,
Okay, so
worst
here, all
night
right,
of her life.
Yes. All right. So here's a little bit from. Is she on Cameo yet? Karen sure. Okay. She has 181 followers on Instagram. Okay. And here is let me see if I hold on, let me make sure I can you hear this?
No.
Okay, hold on. I can't hear it either. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. Okay, try this now. You hear her yet or no?
No.
Okay, I think I did it wrong. Okay. Look,
It's fine. Anyway, folks can look it up. It's a mess.
yeah.
And
Here,
it's
I got
not
it.
fun.
I got it. I
Oh,
got
okay.
her.
Cool,
Okay, here
cool,
we go.
cool.
Here.
Look
Try
at
it now.
us.
Okay.
Yes.
She's talking very slow.
I'm trying to be respectful, but
Yeah, bad audio too. You know what? I feel like after watching this video, I think that the crew was right.
That's what I'm
This
saying.
video sucks. It has 1 like. Get out of here.
Oh my god. No, it's so funny. And it's just constantly like that where she says maybe 7 words in the 2 videos that she posts. And it's horrible. It's just much pausing.
Honestly, like
Ruined
I
my
feel like
life.
that her Twitter handle is below deck charter guest to 2022. Yeah, she's coming across like a stalker.
Girl, stand up. This is
Stand up.
embarrassing. You cheap as hell. You were not trying to pay and you were drunk as hell. At least the other girls were drunk and fun. What are you? Just drunk and embarrassing. No.
Mhm. Yeah.
Please. You're too old for this.
Okay. All right. Sasha, anything else from Below Deck Sailing Yacht Week 2?
No, I think that's it. We got the mess we wanted. I think we're on
loving
a
it.
good track.
I'm
Yes.
loving it.
It's a great
Yeah.
episode.
Easy watching, fun podcasting. So hope everybody is enjoying our journey here with the Parsifal 3.
Yes, and after every episode, feel free to send us questions that we can answer maybe on the pod as
Mhm.
well. So make sure to do that next week.
Yeah. Okay. What's the best way for people to send us questions?
Yeah, great. You can just send it to me on Twitter. I don't mind.
Okay.
A
right.
few folks did reach out to me. Someone who was asked to be on Below Deck, and they said they had just applied to other Bravo shows, and their friend group honestly sounds so much fun. And they were asked to be on Below Deck Adventure, and it was $10K per person, inclusive of everything plus tip.
Yeah. So what is Below Deck Adventure?
So Below Deck Adventure was on Peacock, and it was a different production team, but the most horrible crew ever. Like, as in, not even personality, like at their jobs. They were so bad. And Below Deck Adventure, I think, is in Norway. So it's cold. And they actually go on adventures off the boat. Like the horseback riding, like rock climbing, all kinds of horrible, cold, weird things.
Okay.
Which I know people love, okay? I
Yeah.
couldn't do it. Not for me.
Okay. Of course, check out Sasha on Nothing But Netflix with Chappelle and myself talking about beef. And then is this the big anniversary week for the Mess Magnets?
Yes, the episode will be coming out this week. We're 1 year old.
1 year old. Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Happy birthday to all of us. And yeah, we will be having a fun little like trip down memory lane with an award show. So I can't wait. I'm excited for it. And in addition, I'm also covering on post show recaps The Power. So check that out on the Everything is Super feed with Jason Reed. And I'll be on 90 Day Fiance as well, talking Jenna and Rishi. God, embarrassing.
Okay.
But are you watching? I don't think you're watching.
I'm not watching
yet.
this season. I got too much going on here.
Yeah, we have another Indian scammer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, another one. Not the submit.
Not the last one. Yeah. Okay. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us here for Big Deck Energy. You can hear this podcast and maybe more in our Bravo podcast feed. Go to robiswebsite.com/Bravo feed to subscribe to our newly branded Bravo recaps feed. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.